Mhm.
I feel like when you're in a technical college, or like a college that offers other things outside of funeral services, you might lack on your clinical experience. I don't know how many
Right.
bodies you'll be able to embalm and
Right.
learn
Because
on.
you want hands-on experience. You
Exactly.
can't just receive the knowledge and assume that you know how to go in there and handle a deceased body.
Exactly. Exactly.
So has being exposed to so much death made you more scared?
Absolutely.
But then again, I met you today and you had the biggest smile on your face, like you were living life.
Of course.
So you still find ways to enjoy life. It's not like you're scared of everything.
Oh no, I'm not scared of everything because I'm gonna live, honey. If I'm gonna do one thing, I'm gonna live, okay? But am I scared while doing it? Yeah. Like, am I thinking about other things while living? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, if it's your time, it's your time. So.
True.
So.
Yeah, all right.
So how do you feel about death and everything that we've spoken about? Like, I want to know what you think.
I feel like I kind of desensitized myself throughout the conversation. Obviously, I'm laughing a lot, even though I know these are heavy, heavy things. And as I'm making jokes, I'm thinking about how I'm joking about things that you have images of.
Yeah.
I just have generalized concepts of, but you
Right.
have the actual images.
Yeah.
And when you're describing the way that a body decomposes in a hot tub for 3 days, I'm imagining like chicken breast being dropped into a boiling bucket of water while you are seeing a real human. And again, you're not calling them bodies.
Yeah.
You humanize them.
Yeah.
I can only imagine how much emotional weight that all holds. Even if it is your job, there's still emotion attached to it. You can't escape the emotion attached to knowing that someone who lived a life that they didn't get to live the fullest life that they could have, and their family is grieving them. You can't completely emotionally detach yourself from that.
Absolutely.
And if you think that you are, you might be suppressing it.
And what are you doing to suppress? Because there's no way that you can see all the things that you see and
That you've seen.
that I've seen, and then just like completely like, oh, whatever, out of sight, out of mind. There's something there, even if you're not thinking you're holding on to it. Subconsciously, sometimes you are.
Yeah, I will say that when I have thought of morticians leading up to this point, even in planning this interview, I thought about the process. I thought about you as someone that handles a dead body and knows the ins and outs, no pun intended, of all the different
That's a true. Good pun, by the
ways.
way. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Ways to handle the dead and make them look alive again. And that's really where it ended.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about the impact that you make, the ability that you give families to now grieve in a comfortable setting with a recognizable form.
Yes,
that
absolutely.
They then get to move on from. Seeing my first open casket recently, I'm able to imagine the work that went into making my grandmother look so much like her.
Yeah.
And now I have a very different connection with that. And if I didn't see that, I think that I would have a very different connection with speaking to you right now.
Yeah, you would probably think, funeral directors get painted as like these circling vultures that are only concerned about selling you a casket and making money.
Yeah.
And I think if a person realized like how much time goes into my job, like how many hours in the middle of the night I spend away from my family, how many holidays I miss, right? All these things, like if someone realized that, which I think many people in my, locality do.
Yeah.
If they realize that, they understand like I'm not in it for the money, right? Like I've had a number of job offers offering me literally twice what I make now to go work for, some funeral mega corporation where I meet with families all day and that's what I do. Or I meet with families and I make sure we like make our bottom line and I upsell caskets and I get commissions off of sales, like gross things like that.
Yeah.
And I'm just not interested in that. That's not why I'm here, right? I'm here primarily to serve, and if I can feed my wife and kids, that's really, really good.
So it goes flat over the eyeball, and then the eyelid can't go anywhere because these things are getting
Because of those.
stabbed.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay. This is actually horrifying.
Yeah.
This is nightmare fuel.
the things we do to make bodies look good.
Right. I mean, I'm just imagining what happens if you put this into an alive person's eyes when they're not aware what you're doing. You're not gonna be able to open your eyes.
You're not. and it's because it's going to get caught on there. And yeah,
Oh my God, new fear, new worst fear unlocked.
unlocked. How you think I feel?
Death row, a place in a prison that houses inmates who are sentenced to execution after being convicted of a capital crime. The first established death penalty laws date as far back as the 18th century BCE in the Code of King Hammurabi of Babylon, which codified the death penalty for 25 different crimes, including cheating on a spouse and helping people escape enslavement. The death penalty's use has spread throughout nearly every part of the world over the course of history, but a large majority of countries today have either abolished or discontinued the practice. Despite the extreme controversy of this topic in the US, which has led to many states abolishing it altogether, capital punishment still remains legal in 28 states with over 2,600 people currently on death row. In the last 50 years, nearly 9,000 people have been executed in the US by order of the government. My name's Anthony Padilla, and today I'm going to be sitting down with people sentenced with the death penalty who've been exonerated or expunged after being found not guilty. Are these death row exonerees able to live their free life to the fullest after losing years of their life to prison where they awaited execution for a crime they didn't commit? Or are they completely gutted by the wrongful accusation that sent them through years of physical and psychological torment at the hand of the justice system they once believed was built to protect them? Hello, Nick.
How you doing, Anthony?
Zarek.
Hey, good evening, brother. How you doing, Anthony?
Sunny and Peter.
Hello, Anthony.
Thank you so much for coming on here and teaching me about the world of death row survivors.
Man, it's my pleasure to be here, brother.
How would you describe yourself? A death row survivor,